I'm not a numbers expert like Kartike. Yeah, hang on. I'm not a numbers expert like Kartike, but here's what I see. I see the BJP not having declared a chief ministerial candidate in Madhya Pradesh, sidelining Vasundhara Raje in Rajasthan, winning, I think it's safe to say, Madhya Pradesh very comfortably, poised to take Rajasthan, and possibly, we don't know, Chhattisgarh is up for grabs. This means that conventional punditry and understanding what works for the BJP is not working. We simply don't know when we analyze what the BJP does and doesn't do. Similarly, the Congress, there's now a kind of north-south divide. The Congress, with its win in Telangana, it will probably now fall back on a kind of southern bloc. But it's been ousted, if these numbers hold, from the Hindi heartland, from the north. One sec, Tavleen. One sec. Can we unmute Tavleen, please? Yeah, Tavleen.
Yeah. The Congress hasn't been around much in North India for a while. It started with the Mandal parties taking away their vote banks, right? The Muslims, and that started a long time ago. What worries me, because I'm not a numbers person either, so I can't tell you what the vote share means. But what I can see is that the BJP manages, even in a state like Madhya Pradesh, to reinvent itself with a new narrative at election time. Whereas with the Congress party, it's the same old faces and the same old narrative. I can remember that in 2014, in Banaras, I heard Rahul Gandhi going on about Adani and Ambani, and they're taking the money out of the pockets of the poor and putting it in the pocket. He's still saying that. The only thing that they've added on is a few more freebies, etc. But the Congress has to reinvent a leadership for a start. It just hasn't changed anything. Neither the faces nor the narrative. Why should you go back there? And, it's certainly in Chhattisgarh, there was all those, corruption scandals. In Rajasthan, there was law and order issues of that they had to deal with. So it isn't just that the BJP, it has changed or reinvents itself. It is that they come back with a new narrative and with very, very good election management.
Can I ask you also to talk a little? I've got to Vinita just a moment, but can I ask you to talk a little bit about the fact that the BJP's managed to do this without declaring chief ministerial candidates? And almost everybody thought that, this is the Congressification of the BJP. The Congress has localized its campaigns, but the BJP has sidelined a Shivraj and Vasundhara. What is the message that is emerging from these victories in Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh? Possibly Chhattisgarh, we don't know.
Well, I actually think that what they're looking for is finding younger leaders to send them to the top. And I think that the Congress party should have done that a long time ago. You can't have Gehlot from the time of Sanjay Gandhi to now. And who's going to, you have Sachin Pilot who was kicked aside. You have, there's no respect for the fact that people are looking for new things. Also, I think that the BJP has done very well by making women into a separate category of voter. I think that, it started with Beti Bachao in 2014. And now, in Madhya Pradesh, one big factor was this, that, 6 months ago, women started getting 1,200 rupees in their bank accounts. So, all of that, there has been, the Congress party is still trying to promise things that are really old ideas, like the old pension scheme.
But briefly, while it is the BJP's day, especially if they take 3 out of 4 states, two they certainly seem to be poised to take. Are there concerns for the BJP as well? The BJP has improved its performance in Telangana, but it's clearly now, if you look at the south of India, the south of the Vindhyas, it's an entire non-BJP bloc.
Yeah, well, hasn't it always been that way? What did they have?
I know, but the BJP did not want to be a so-called cowbelt party, right? As the cliche used to go.
No, they are, they're not a cowbelt party anymore because they've got the West as well. But I think in the East and the South, they've been weak for a very long time. And somehow they haven't managed to I mean, I think that, don't forget the Modi factor. Okay, in North India, in Rajasthan, you would meet people who would speak against, even this time, against local BJP leaders, but never the prime minister. So somehow he's convinced North Indians, across the whole cow belt or whatever, that he really is a proper leader, and that he can, give them things that they didn't have before. And I think that the direct benefit, what is it called? When you put the money in the bank,
The
direct
direct cash
yeah,
benefit, the direct
DBT,
that
DBT,
has made a big difference, because you see,
DBT. Yeah.
yeah,
DBT.
all the Congress party welfare schemes were leaking like sieves all these years. So, I mean, the minute that you had a huge program, like, say, food grain, these are all Congress programs, or Manrega, but they leaked so much that, people didn't really see the benefits of it. And I think the BJP has done very well with these programs.
Okay.